Hey everybody, and welcome along to this week's edition of the Irish Golfer Podcast. Peter Finnan here, and joined by Rona McNamara.
How are you getting on?
The boom is back.
The boom is back. We got a lot of shout-outs for our podcast actually during the week as well, so we've delivered.
Do you think?
I think so.
We kind of missed last week. No, we're not meant to start off. We were flat out. We were called out a few times actually. Jimmy and Kilkenny, we were at the PGA event. How are you, Jimmy? Jimmy Bulger, great PGA pro there in the Midlands. Wondering where his podcast were. He was refreshing like crazy last week. So, shout out to Jimmy.
Shout out to Jimmy. He's got us back on the wagon.
Back on the wagon. And Mead back on the wagon.
Back on the wagon is right. I was playing down our chances there out on Saturday night and talking to a few Tyrone heads, and tell you what, now I'm starting to believe.
No, it'll be good. And Kildare Mead double this weekend. That'll be good.
After your wonderful score at the weekend as well.
Well, that's the boom is back,
things are looking up.
Savage cut, 0.7 of a cut.
That's not what you want before the captains.
In good form. That's all good. It's all good. Right, lots to get stuck into this week. We'll be starting off with the KPMG Women's Irish Open. I suppose before we do, big shout out to Shricks and Cleveland Golf, who are sponsoring this podcast for the next couple of months. If you haven't experienced any of their products so far, you can visit eu.dunlopsports.com to check out anything they have. We've went through it in so many areas over the last number of weeks. They've so many tour winners now using Shricks irons and Shricks balls, from Keegan Bradley, Ryan Fox, Seb Straka, JJ Spawn. On the European tour, we have Alex Del Rey, Hideki Matsuyama, Shane Lowry, all winners. All gaming full bags of Shricks product. And the stats don't lie, especially when we break it down into golf ball. They really seem to have broke that mold this season with golf ball. Right from the Z-Star offering, which offers you 3 different categories of golf ball, with the XV, which is your firmer ball, your in-between one, which is the diamond, that's what Conor Purcell uses, or your standard X-Star, and that the Z-Star, and that goes right down then to your AD333, which is the most popular ball in Ireland.
Yeah, anytime you find a golf ball stray in the woods there somewhere, there's a high likelihood it's going to be an AD333.
Yeah, so that mixed with the irons as well. So ZXI 7s, ZXI 5s, ZXI 4s, and utility clubs. So they really do have something in the bag that will suit every player. So they are stocked in most pro shops up and down the country. So visit eu.dunlopsports.com and you will find out everything that Shricks in Cleveland have to offer. Right, KPMG Women's Irish Open. What a tournament.
What a win.
What a winner.
What a winner, yeah. What a performance. My tip for the week, actually, so I'm happy enough.
Really?
But I looked at the list and I kind of just fancied her, to be honest. Her win doesn't surprise me. Maybe the manner of which she did it, it was a procession.
This was Tiger-esque from Pebble Beach. She lapped the field.
Yeah, genuinely, 6-shot win, 21 under, shot her age, 68, 67, 67, and 69, classy stuff. It's not a surprise. She won the Augusta Women's Amateur last year. She has a top 10 at the AIG Women's Open already. Is leaps and bounds the world number 1 amateur in the world. Needs 2 points to get her LPGA Tour card. Lottie Woad. It's a name to remember for the next 5-10 years to come. Career LPGA, career majors, Solheim Cups, a lot.
Yeah, when an amateur, I seen the guy from Excel was there. She had a manager with her all week, so the way a proper one of the bosses from Excel management there. So she's a superstar in the waiting, and they're just plotting her course as to when she enters the. But still, she came. She saw. She conquered. It's a. I wouldn't quite put it in the same as Shane Lowry winning as an amateur in County Louth, because she was world number 1. She came here playing some serious golf and was expected to do okay in the event and put in a good showing, but not to win in the form that she did, especially given the field that was here. Whatever about if we were to go back 4 years ago to the KPMG Women's Irish Open when it was there first and say this was going to happen, the field wasn't necessarily the strongest outside Leona. We had a world-class field here this week.
Yeah, I'd say Madeleine Sagstrom was more than happy to collect the winner's check, and certainly happier than Robert Rock was back in '09. But no, the field was brilliant. Like 5 Solheim Cup stars. Chiara Tamburlini as well will probably play Solheim Cup next year. Lottie Woad will probably play Solheim Cup next year, to be honest. She'll turn pro in the next few weeks. And like she's one of the 2 or 3 stars of the future that we're playing as well. So yeah, it was a really, really good field. Definitely can see the growth of the tournament as well, given the calibre of player that they're able to attract. I mean, like the likes of Charlie Hull, Madeline Sagstrom, they won't play the other LET events. So like we've had them for 1 week and 1 week only, which is great.
Yeah, when you consider the options that are out there, and it's the week before a major as well, which is a big. I know, like you spoke to Leona yesterday after hers. Like we'll get into a few of the players, the Irish players, just who was thereabouts and what they said throughout the week. But Leona was tired.
Yeah, it's always a difficult week for her as well. Even though there's so many other like attractions in the field, she's still the main one. And like she's hopping off a plane after 3 weeks out of 4 in America, transatlantic schedule, hops off a plane on the Monday straight into a corporate event. Like it's knackering.
Yeah.
And she used to do so much, play the pro-am. And like play the pro-am in the sense that she plays 9 holes in the morning, has to hang around to play 9 holes in the afternoon. Like it takes it out of you as well. And yeah, like she's a great role model for the tournament. But God, you'd imagine if she could just rock up under the radar one of the years after a week off or something, what she could possibly do, because she was absolutely shattered on the Sunday.
Yeah, she was. You could tell by her she was just tired, and it's not a nice prep going into a major week. They're all obviously heading into a major week now this week in the Evian. It's not a good prep week, really, is it?
Well, it's a great date for the event for us because it's the week before the major. But in terms of preparation, it's definitely not ideal. But it's more of a women's golf thing. Like they seem to play much more of a packed schedule than the men do. Like the men throw the toys out the pram if they play back-to-back weeks. Like Shane's not playing a week before a major this week. They have that luxury where a lot of the women don't, to be fair. Like you see them playing 3, 4, 5 week blocks. So this is nothing out of the ordinary, but she does have a handier week in France this week. She'll play 9 holes today, play 9 holes tomorrow, and probably take the day off Wednesday. She's not in the pro-am, so something's gone her way. Yeah,
I don't know. Well, like if you're not in the pro-am, it means you're dropping down the world rankings and you're not desired anymore. It's stuff like that. She said herself, but 5 years. She hasn't missed one of them in 5 years of being.
It's no harm.
It is no harm. It's great for her.
She's knackered, like, so it's no harm. But yeah, like world number 84, you're not exactly everybody's main priority anymore.
No, and that I don't know. We'll have a catch up with her later on in the year, but that's a hard thing to digest as a player. When she's less logos on her top than she had last year. Little things like that would chip away at you. That just not you're falling from grace, like, but you're on the slide a bit and looking for a way to get back into where you are. So she seems hungry though. I like from spending a bit of time around her and seeing how she's operating around things. She's hungry to kick back to where she was and get back to where she was a couple of years ago. And she's 1 good week away from doing that. Hopefully this is the week. Like she was dangerous in the last major, and she showed some good signs this week though. She went in some good runs, like round 3 she went in a nice little run.
4 under through 9 in round 3. Played pretty well on the opening day as well, just didn't really hold anything. And then Friday was just like an absolute grind. You're not going to be shooting under par in those conditions. But no, she's playing well the last 3 or 4 weeks, and she's a good record at the Evian. Shot 61 a few years ago. So it's not as if she's heading over there needing to, put a lot of work in to practice the golf course. She knows it all off by heart now at this stage. So Scottish Open, then the Women's Open coming up again in the next 3 or 4 weeks too. So big opportunity for a pretty good summer.
Yeah, exactly. And that's all she wants. Like 1 good major finish just papers over all the cracks that we'd be exposing over the last while and having a look at now. So more power to her. Of the other Irish, like we had 16 Irish in this field here. 4 of them made the cut, was it?
4 of them made the cut. So Anna Foster, Kenise Green, and Ellen Park amateur Emma Fleming joined Leona at the weekend, and it was Anna who came out on top. 12th place, final round of 72 after a Saturday 67, 800 par. Picked up $9,000 for her troubles.
That's really good. Yeah, that's really good. And it goes a lot in your way in the world rankings. Like even Kenise Serene, That was some final round of hurdle, by the way.
Yeah, 66.
66 on a Sunday.
Bogey free.
Like
double her winnings for the season in one day.
That's crazy, isn't it?
It's mental. She has a weak status on the LET as well, so this was important going forward for things like the reshuffle, I think, after the PIF London event as well. So just in terms of trying to get her full card for next year. Again, she's another woman who feels like she has to play every single week. I think that was her 4th or 5th week in a row. But Anna Foster was brilliant. Like, full status for next year already secured. 26th in the Order of Merit. Just a brilliant rookie season. I think 4 top 15 finishes in the last 6 weeks, including 4th place finish in Germany the week before. So someone who's definitely
on the
tipping along in the right direction. Just taking it all in her stride, really.
Yeah. I was surprised with Lauren that Lauren missed out on the cut. She's tired as well. She did actually.
Yeah, well, it's a big week, and it's just you're not doing your usual routine either. Like, same probably for Sarah Byrne as well. She did a couple of clinics. It's nearly the players who were left alone for most of the pre-tournament stuff seem to have more juice in the tank.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a tough one. It is a tough one juggling that home open. That's why, like, you don't envy. I seen the list are out for next week already for the Open, for the week for the Open, and you see Rory and Shane listed down for the Monday, first 2 press conferences for the week, Monday afternoon. So they're just looking to get that out of the way quick and just get into the business end from Monday evening on, knowing that they're not doing media and stuff like that, and just drift into their own little bubble.
Yeah, I was definitely choreographed, I'd say.
Yeah, 100%. I felt sorry for Tamberlini.
Yeah.
She's the only one that got close, and then to go down onto the main street in Maynooth and get food poisoning on the, whatever it was. What was on the Friday night?
Went
out for dinner, got food poisoning. We won't mention the establishment, but it was an Indian, was it?
I heard it was a Thai.
Oh, a Thai restaurant.
Asian cuisine.
Asian cuisine, we teared them all with the one brush. So to get food poisoning, and she was visibly upset. It really did kick her out of her routine, like she's squatting down on tee boxes and just really, really struggling with that. Took her a while to get over it, and just that Saturday just blew her out of it then.
Yeah, even though like she still shot a 73, which was no disgrace, but it's funny, like she absolutely hated the weather there as well. She had the big snood on over her head and everything.
It was like 18 degrees out, and she's going around
she
like
wasn't buying into it.
It's like the Antarctic.
No, it was funny. And in fairness, like, she came back well on the Sunday as well, 71, but in 5th place, can't really complain about that. But I thought it was a really, really good week again, especially for the Irish having 4 there, and they're all kind of out at different times as well, so they each got a bit of the crowd. And like Anna playing with Charlie and Tamberlini as well on the final day, like that was special. Like that was a real. She didn't obviously she didn't contend to win, but she was in the 3rd to last group on a Sunday. So you are getting a sniff of what it's like to be in the mix in a big tournament, and
she had the biggest crowd.
They would have got the bulk of the crowd, yeah. So there was to hold your own in that environment. She probably won't think about it now, but going forward, it'll definitely stand to her.
Yeah, it's a lot to build on. It is a lot to build on. On the crowds, so I was in and out during the week. You know, I was there for 3 of the tournament days. Say, you were there for the whole lot of it, covered a whole lot, and you've been there for the last number of them. Crowd numbers seem to be down a little bit, even though the field was better. The weather, I don't know. The
weather wasn't good.
Yeah,
the weather
it was just showery all the time, wasn't it?
Yeah, because you're depending on like the people who wake up in the morning and open the curtain and think, oh, look, I might go in for a couple of hours. They bring up the numbers, and the weather just did not lend itself to that at all. The weather pre-tournament lent itself to it, unfortunately, but definitely not over the 4 days. Yeah, Carton, like, it's a brilliant venue, world-class venue, like luxurious for all the players who get to stay on site. Not all of them do, but some do. Brilliant tented village, the infrastructure's amazing, food in the players' lounge is brilliant.
It's hard to get an atmosphere.
Just lacking that bit of atmosphere.
Yeah.
You know, far be it from me to say anything bad about the KPMG Women's Irish Open, but definitely I miss the days of Dromoland and the trees and the atmosphere and the sort of like tightly packed sense that you get around the golf course. Like Carton is it's just too big.
Yeah. No, it's a pity, because the guys organised, like at Forefront, they pulled out all the stops to make sure they had a proper field. Like, you know, you can't. Mother Nature just gets in your way and stops the day trippers from coming and stuff like that, and that's the difference.
The tourist fans.
But no, that's the difference between having an unbelievably good TV spectacle. It just seemed a bit flat, even on TV, and even being around there. There's no doubt that this tournament has gone from strength to strength over the last number of years. I know you did a piece online highlighting one area that hopefully gets improvement and that the players are giving you feedback on as well on the prize fund side of things.
Yeah, like the fact we have 5 Solomon Cup players and a handful of stars of the future playing, you're not going to get that in any of the other LET events. And I just think, I know the prize fund went up from 400,000 to 450, but you think they could have just bumped up to 500, at least have it matching the Tenerife Open, which didn't even get near as quality of a field. Like the winner, well, obviously Sagström gets the winning check in second place. She gets 67.5 grand. That's less than what it was in 2009. So you think of the Irish Open died and it's been revived brilliantly. But I think just you need to put a bit more money in the kitty going forward to keep this going, because they've done so much right. The venues, like the infrastructure is fantastic. The sponsors, like me, God, you couldn't turn left or right for fear of seeing an Avelis cap on somebody. Like, that's what it's about. And we're at the stage now where we have the date before the Evian. Like, that's what you want. Because, God, we've fought for years with the men's Irish Open to get a good date, and we've got a women's one quite quickly. It just needs a better prize fund. Like, this has the potential to be up there with the Scottish Ladies Open. Like, you can get this co-sanction with the LPGA or get maybe one or two more.
Yeah,
stars
really
from the US tour coming over, get bigger TV and everything. There's just huge scope here, but God forbid I say that.
Yeah, well, they're looking at a venue change for next year. It's apparently they're looking at the K Club for next year. That would be good. I would like to see it on a links course. I think we get international.
So would I, but I think you're hamstrung if you do that.
Do you?
With this date, yeah, you wouldn't get the players.
Yeah,
it needs to be in around the women's Open time, and same with the men. The Scottish Open kind of has that ideal week before the Open. So I think if you put it on a links course, you'd be very hamstrung in the type of field you get.
Fucking Scots ruining it again.
Again, yeah. And we're supposed to like them. I'm telling you, the Welsh
they're
people
meant to be our brothers. They're meant to be our brothers. No, all in all, this was a cracking event, though, from start to finish. Like, you couldn't fault anything to do with it, and like, we're just nitpicking and stuff. But yeah, that's based on feedback that some players you've spoken to, and the overall vibe of the things. No, so it's really good. It's really good. Bigger, better, faster, stronger. It's evolving every year.
A lot done, more to do.
Oh, 100%. There you go. Banging out all the old cliches. Right, where do we go after KPMG Women's Irish Open?
Probably PGA Tour. Missed opportunity for Seamus Power.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Really was. He's running out of tournaments now. That's the problem. We're in the Tractor Open, the John Deere Classic. I have to admit, like, I watched bits and bobs of this. I found this very hard to stomach, this tournament.
I was only thinking about this last night. Like, Brian Campbell, second win of the season, like, fair play to you and everything, but I mean,
you'd walk by him in an airport, you wouldn't know.
But like, there's a lot of lads who've had, I think, maybe 2 wins on the PGA Tour in the last couple of years, and my God, it's like the worst roll of honour you'll ever see in your life.
Yeah. That's the second time he's won this season.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Like, he's up there with Scotty Scheffler and Sepp Straka and goes terrible. Like, if you look at the in-between, though, like, it's so different that he's had... I was looking through his stats there. He's no top 30 finishes in between winning in Mexico. And I think he's missed 6 cuts. Like, it's crazy to see. And then you look... Like, the thing I like about Brian Campbell is how relatable a lot of his golf is. He's not a bomber and gouger. Like, we look at Aldrich Pottinger from the week before, like, hitting 200 mile an hour average ball speeds, like, which is, like, insane. You're talking about 128, 130 mile an hour club head speed. Whereas Campbell is average at, like, he gave up 4 strokes to the field off the tee. He ranked second last off the tee in strokes gained this week. And he gets the job done. He's just a winner. Like, his ball speed's 160 mile an hour on average.
Offer that stretch of form to Shane Lowry and he probably snaps your hand off for it.
That's the thing. Shane Lowry's golf is so much better than that. But when Campbell gets himself in the position, like, anytime he's got a sniff this season, he's won.
Yeah.
If he's not winning, he's missing the cut. Like,
if he's not winning, he doesn't care.
No, but it's like,
packing it in.
It's a great way to be. So you have to tip your hat to him a little bit, but yeah, it's just a strange winner. I found this a strange tournament. It's kind of a bit of a nothing week in the lead up to a major. He wasn't in the Open, actually, Campbell, either. They sent out a list of exemptions today of people. Imagine that, like he'd won twice on the PGA Tour this season and he wasn't in the Open until they released their final special exemptions today, which is mad. But it continues the stat as well that I think I mentioned it to you a couple of weeks ago. No PGA Tour winners in their 40s to the season so far.
Yeah, well, that speaks volumes to, I suppose, that all the players going over to live. It's given opportunities to younger lads coming through, and you have that PGA Tour university thing as well. So the college lads are all ready to go and win as well. And like lads coming off the Corn Ferry are really good players too. So there's more scope for opportunity. That's why I said like Brian Campbell's to have won twice in the PGA Tour in the same season would be unheard of 3 or 4 years ago. It just wouldn't happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's more. I don't know. Is it more player or course? If that makes sense.
Well, because
do you know
a lot of the courses are similar on the PGA Tour anyway.
There's probably 90% of the courses on the PGA Tour Brian Campbell cannot win on.
Do you think?
Yeah, it like this played into his hands. It was a slow golf course as well. He plots his way around like it bucketed down rain in this thing. So he plotted his way around, really solid approach play. But yeah, I'm not trying to discredit his wins, but they both seem quite similar golf courses, Mexico and here, and he got them done in different weather conditions, but it speaks more course than player to me.
Yeah, it's still a TPC course, but the field was horrendous. You know, I mean...
Yeah, but we're in the lead up to the majors, like, when you're relying on Max Homa and Ricky Fowler and guys like that to bring the juice. Yeah, you know you're having problems. But this is a PGA Tour problem, This is since the Live split and stuff like that. They're struggling with these events that aren't signature. They've built the signature events up to be so big that they struggle with these alternate field events or your average. Like, the John Deere Classic used to be huge.
Yeah, like the field for the Mexico Championship that Brian Campbell won before was terrible too. So that's why it's given more opportunities to those kind of players, and they're obviously taking them, which is obviously very good.
Yeah, well, there's no one else there to take them.
Exactly,
it's full of them type lads.
So the way you're going, you wouldn't be too far away.
Listen, you played well now on Newlands. We'll get into that in a few minutes. Yeah, but Seamus Power, he will come away disappointed. Like, he was there. He's actually dropped spots on the FedEx Cup. So he's 5 more events left to get into the top 100. He's 128th in the minute. He started the week 123rd. So guys that are behind him are starting to produce, are starting to hunt their way into the top 100. I fear for his card now. I really do. Because
this is such a big opportunity.
It was a massive opportunity.
Like he might as well have missed the cut. Yeah. Finishing 44th. He shot the second worst score of the final round. Like, he was tied for 6th overnight. Even worst case scenario, come in the top 20, and you can build on that. Like, that's the fall 5 place as well. You've just lost so much ground, and only 5 full field events remaining before the FedEx Cup playoffs. Yeah,
like when you think of the opportunity he would have had looking into Sunday, you're in a tie for 6th going into the final round, knowing I'm playing well, I'm right where I want to be. If I play well tomorrow, I could get into the top 2, 3, 4 of this tournament. Easy, not easy enough, but like with a good game that I've gamed already the previous 3. To finish up 44th, he must be so disheartened going home.
Yeah, and like as I said there, that was a poor enough field as well. There was no one there that, like, there's a lot of players there that you would say Seamus Power has achieved a lot more than, and it's just disappointing. It is disheartening. You are starting to fear for him as well. Like,
it's not with Seamus as well. It's physical. It's not mental. That's the hard bit. Like, he is struggling with injury over the last while. He's covered up a lot of the injury stuff that he's been going through. It's hard to watch. It is hard to watch. And like, we had people messaging us in saying, "Oh, you don't give Seamus Power enough airtime and stuff like that." And he's had such a hard couple of years of injury to injury, from hip injuries and all sorts of back problems and stuff like that, just one leading to another, and he just deserves a break. And I just thought, when I seen how poised he was and how ready he looked on the Saturday at the John Deere, and then just to see it all ending in disaster, then it's hopefully he can reproduce that. But like, the closer we get to that finish line, the harder it is to, like, 28 spaces is a lot to make up. Like, you're gonna need a top 2 or 3 finish.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like he was unfortunate as well with the way the leaderboard went. Like, I think there was 5 strokes between the top 20 players as well. So each bogey was like a dagger to the heart as well. There was really no room for error. He got away with nothing. But yeah, well, the reason we don't give him enough airtime is because he hasn't done anything for a couple of years.
Yeah. No, it is. It's tough.
Yeah. Look, it just shows you how important Sundays are. It doesn't matter where you are on the leaderboard. Sunday is the big day to perform.
Unless you're on live.
Yeah.
Saturday's the big day. Did you see, actually, on live, did you see Scott O'Neill, the CEO, new CEO there? Well, he's been there 6 months. Did a podcast sit down with Rick Shields. Did you watch it?
No.
Did you not?
I was too busy watching the women.
Well, this happened before the women. It happened middle of last week, but really good interview. Says, like, not that I'm a big fan of Liv, but I like it. I watch it, and he talked a lot of sense. He's like really good buddies with Brian Ralap, the new incoming PGA Tour. Like, they went to college together, good buddies on and off the course. So both from like an American football sports background. A lot of big things, but yeah, it's like, I don't know. He said a lot of really good things in the interview. Like, anyone that hasn't listened to it, it's good. It kind of brings you up to date as to where they're at as a brand, what they're thinking about, how they're going about it. And yeah, they've some big things coming, like, by the sounds of it. Like, they even go into like contract negotiations, not going through it by player, but just where they're at as a brand and the pitfalls they're facing into the future. But like, for anybody that thinks live golf is just going to disappear, 100% it is not.
No, we knew that though before any of this came out. It's definitely here for the long run.
Yeah, no, it was good. If anyone does get a chance to listen to it. Right, where else are we going? There's Roundup. Conor Purcell could have been a bit like Seamus Power. Could have been a much better week. Ended up finishing in a tie for 61st. Does move up 3 places in the race to Dubai to 144th place. But Daniel Brown won the BMW International Open in Germany. Training for the Open again is Big Dan. But Conor was going around like Charlie Hull, hiding the cigarette under his paw.
Conor was right in the mix early on. Got to 5 under, and then just faded away over the weekend. Just making too many double bogeys. He'll probably know that himself.
Yeah, no, it is. It's but Dan Brown, like, he gave a good interview as winner as well. He lost a friend recently and stuff like that, was dedicating it to him. But Dan Brown's a really solid player.
Oh yeah, and like at the Open last year, everybody kind of got to know him and know his character, and I think he came in the top 10 as well, which got him his place in next year's Open. Like, definitely a player who doesn't go away when there's a chance to win. Like, he's been knocking on the door a couple of times this year, so like, he's sneaky good, up just outside the top 100 in the world now as well. So he's definitely a player heading in the right direction. Yeah,
no, all good. You're heading down to Killarney.
I am. The
tomorrow
European Amateur Team Championships starting tomorrow. 36 holes Tuesday, Wednesday. Then the top 8 going to Flight A, and obviously the bottom 8 going to Flight B. So this is an interesting one. Stuart Grehan and Gavin Tiernan, definitely the form horses for the Irish, joined by Thomas Higgins, Matt McLean, and Keelan Rafferty. So it'll be interesting to see how the team shapes up. Like, there's a big blend of youth and experience and mixed form. Everybody's sort of has mixed form going into this, so it'll be interesting to see how they get on. It's not really happened for the likes of Matt McLean so far. John Doyle actually is the 6th member on the team. He could go well. Second in the Sanders Trophy, pretty much playing on home soil, being a Munster man as well. So it'll be interesting to see what crowd is at this too, because it's going to be some of the stars of the future, if not from Ireland, definitely from Spain, France, and the rest of Europe.
Yeah, it's a big tournament for Killarney to get. Like, it's 50 years, isn't it? 50 years?
50 years since it was last there, yeah.
Like, it's a huge event for them to host and have, and I know they're embracing it big time. I see the management team down there putting out some really good stuff on socials and how they've got the course ready and what they're doing gearing up for it. So it's a huge deal for the whole town of Killarney.
Yeah, it should be a great week. Hopefully the Irish can perform well. The weather will hold up too, so I think 50 years ago they didn't qualify from the stroke play, so hopefully if they can go one better than that, it'll already be a good week.
Yeah, exactly. Right, PGA in Ireland. We've mentioned Newlands. We were there on Friday, so you finished up a little earlier at the KPMG Women's Irish Open. I arrived 2 holes late, played a 16-hole Pro-Am. The M50 was an absolute nightmare.
I wouldn't say with the way you performed at the 3rd hole you played that either.
No, exactly. It was it was a great event. It was the Newlands Pro-Am, sponsored by Ballymore. We played with Paul Ivers, really good pro, really good player, and we'd great fun around it. Newlands, I have to say, like, it is an unbelievable condition. We played it in a howling wind, and the greens were probably a bit slower than they'd normally have them, but those greens, if you're above the hole, petrifying.
Frightening.
Really good, like really top class stuff. But it was a great day, and we ended up with just one man breaking par.
Keane Garrity, yeah, 1 under. Finished birdie as well, which is always a sweet way to get over the line. But it just shows, the wind, but the test that Newlands provides.
Yeah, we caught up with Keane a little bit after his round, so we'll play that clip then. We'll come back and we'll have a deeper chat on it.
Keane, congratulations, the Ballymore Newlands Pro-Am winner. 1 under 70 and brutally difficult wind out there as well. You must be delighted.
Yeah, I'm absolutely delighted. It's tough to win on the Irish region where the standard's very, very good. You know, the scores this year have been really low, and it's good. Today really suited me, to be honest, with the wind. It was very, very windy. It's not just wind; it's gusts and it's gaily at times, and the greens are just unbelievable. Like you couldn't fault them at all, and they were so fast. Like if you had a downhill putt downwind, it was nearly impossible. The gravity was just going to do its job there. You didn't have to do anything to it.
Yeah, the greens are fantastic, as you said, but the whole presentation of the golf course was unbelievable.
Like you couldn't fault it. It's brilliant, and we're very fortunate in the Irish region. Like when we go to golf courses, especially like Newlands here, the way the course presented us, it's top notch. Like.
And coming down the stretch there, you finished birdie. Had you any idea where you stood at the time?
No, I didn't. I don't really look at the leaderboard, but you'd have a feeling of the day. I knew on a day like that, anything around 11 par is going to be a really good score. I bogeyed 7, my 16th hole. It's down by the road. You have to try and slice it, and I'm a drawer, so it's.
So am I.
It was kind of one of them where I just said, try fade it, not slice it, because you don't want the block slice there either. It's on the M7, so into the trees, hacked it out, gave myself a par chance, didn't get it. Went on then birdie 8 and great birdie on 9, really nice. I kind of knew at that point if I got it on the par I'd be very hard beaten. So
yeah, only scoring the par as well, which I'm sorry makes it all the sweeter. You were carrying a good bit of form in here as well. You had a good score in the assistants qualifier, won that in trim.
Yeah.
So you must have been confident.
Yeah, like my game's been really good this year. I'm doing a lot of work, not just on golf but on other things as well, and it's definitely improving. It's hard. Like I was only saying to a pal of mine the other day, like I came back from Mount Juliet Pro-Am, played lovely golf, and one bad hole, and you're kind of thinking like, geez, what? Like, how do people shoot scores? Do you know, like, it can be just tough.
Yeah, the 18 holer, you just can't afford a mistake in these Pro-Ams.
No, like bogeys are okay, doubles hard to recover from, and a triples and all. I've had a couple of triples in recent Pro-Ams. And you go from a decent finish down to right down the leaderboard. Like 4 shots in our region is the difference in second and 18th. Like so.
Yeah, and on a day like that where doubles and triples are going to be made, you did really well to hold those off.
Yeah, like being a Bettystown man, playing in that type of wind, it's easy for me to see the flights. It's not easy to do it. It's easy to see it, and that's important as well. I know I was speaking to other pros here today that they struggle to keep that ball down, and that's not really an issue for me being a links man.
Yeah, well, hopefully he can keep it going throughout the season. Congratulations.
He's a confident boy, isn't he?
Yeah, well, you would be after getting your first solo win. He had a tied win last year in the Grange, I think it was. No, a good player. Won the assistants qualifier in trim as well by a bit of a stretch. I think he shot a 500 round there on a course where players have struggled to break par in previous years. So you can tell the work he's putting in on his game is coming to fruition. And he spoke really well actually about, I suppose, the no room for error about the 18-hole pro-ams. Like, you keep playing well, throw in one double bogey, you might as well just pack up and go home.
Yeah.
Like, you need to be shooting 4, 5, 6, 7 under usually to win these things. Obviously, the weather took down the scoring a bit, but no, good on him as well, and trending nicely for the PGA Championship next month as well.
That's the thing. It's a nice time to be coming into a bit of form. Like, I'm looking here at the Elevon Order of Merit as well. Like, it's the usual names up there again. Timmy Rice leading out from Simon Thornton, then Niall Carney, Richard Kilpatrick, Colin Moriarty, Dave Higgins, Mick McGeady, and then you've Richie O'Donovan, Nicky Grant, and Damien Mooney rounding out the top 10. You've Cormac Sharvin actually just outside that as well, off the back of his recent wins. But like, Sharvin's only played 5 events compared to all the other lads in the top 10 have played over double that, like up to 14 events each. So lots of golf to be played still, but it's heating up nicely, that Order of Merit.
Yeah, and Elevon have they've really sort of tried to elevate it over the last couple of years. So definitely it's a thing worth winning as well. So you want to be the best player over the course of the season as well.
Yeah, no, it is. It's well run. We'll be down at the PGA Championships as well, first week in August. So looking forward to that actually.
Will you be there, will you?
I will.
You won't just rock up on the Sunday this
I'll
time?
rock up on the Sunday probably, yeah. And then have a look. You're doing all the heavy lifting, all the grafting. Right, anything else to get stuck into?
No, I don't think so. Just there's more. It's not just the men's European championships taking place in Killarney. There is the women's, the girls, and the boys. The women are over in Chantilly in France. Emma Fleming actually, incidentally, is part of that team, so she's in fine form, heading over after making the cut at the KPMG Women's Irish Open. She'll join Beth Coulter, Anya Dunnigan, Marina Joyce Moreno, and Rebecca Gardner on that team. So, like, that's another strong team. I know they've lost a few players over the last 12 months or so, just with players turning pro. Anna Dawson actually as well is on the team after coming fourths in the Irish Women's Amateur. So, like, there is still a bit of depth there with Rebecca and Anya, and Emma Fleming as well is well versed in these things as well, as is Betts. So I think they might go well. The boys team are in Czech Republic, or Czechia as it's called now. I can never get used to that. They have Willie O'Riordan, John William Burke, Caelan Coleman, Adam Fahey, Louis Goldman, Isaac Oliver, and then the girls are in Slaley Hall in England with Roisin Scanlon, Zoe McLean-Tatton, Olivia Costello, Hannah Lee McNamara, and Kate Dillon. So that's another strong team.
Yeah. Conor Purcell.
Oh, he's playing over in the States this week.
Playing over in the States, yeah. So co-sanctioned.
It's the ISCO Championship, co-sanctioned with the PGA Tour. It obviously runs underneath the Scottish Open, but like a 4 million prize fund isn't anything to be sniffed at. And if he can have just one good week, win it, get a PGA Tour card for the year, be going very well.
Be savage.
It would
be savage. Even a top 10.
It'd be life changing enough.
A top 10. I wonder, does a top 10 here get you into the following week on the PGA Tour?
Could do.
Week after the Open. That'd be nice. No, there's so much going on. Like, this is our mad season. This is silly season now. Like, we've obviously the Scottish Open this week.
Yeah, we're on the US Adaptive Open this week as well.
Brendan Lawler
just got underway. Kip Poppard ominously is 4 under 2-6. But no, Brendan's hanging in 2 under 2-3. So looks like it's going to be low scoring there actually over in the US Adaptive Open. He's the only Irish player playing this week. I couldn't find anybody else. So it's just Brendan flying the flag at Woodmond Country Club. Yeah. No, we're right. Heroes and villains. Oh, you know who my villain is anyway. I don't. Charlie. All right, go on. For sprinting away from the media. What is she doing? Go on. Tell me. I wasn't there. No, dead right you weren't there. She walks out of the scoring hut. This is Charlie Hull now. This is Charlie. think she was.
She's the apple of your eye there
Going
2
with-
weeks ago.
No, not anymore. She was top 3 or 4 players at that stage on the leaderboard, and has a quick glance and then just starts walking away, gets to the arch that like separates the courtyard from like the practice facilities, and then just takes on a sprint. And one of the LET comms heads, Nicola, has to go and take on after her, and she just couldn't keep up. So Charlie disappeared. And I have to say as well, after round 1 on Thursday, she was talking to Greg Allen, and she was on her phone most of the time too. So maybe what she did on Friday isn't too surprising.
It's not a good look, really, is it? Well, I suppose like she's no obligation to talk to the media. I know we hate that.
Yeah.
But
like,
once,
at
once
least
she's
do.
signing autographs for kids and sticking around, like
Yeah, but at least do TV,
yeah.
because people watching want to see that
Wanna
she's
hear,
there
yeah,
and hear
wanna
and
hear.
everything. Never mind talking to the Irish hacks.
she's your villain.
Yeah.
Villain of the week. I'm going PGA Tour in general as villains. Because I did say a few weeks ago, we didn't know how the whole FedEx Cup money distribution would go, but they'd come up with some stupid way of doing it. So they've basically split the FedEx Cup prize pot now into the 3 events, and they've upped the purses in each of those events. So now they've just turned the FedEx Cup into just standard tournaments, just with more money thrown at them. So they've taken away the scoring side of things. I don't know, lads are going to fit, like the St. Jude thing is on during this as well. I think half the top players in the world are going to skip that event. So they'll end up with FedEx Cup now that players just aren't going to bother playing in all 3 of the events. The BMW Championship now, the first prize and it's gone up to $5 million. So it's more to win the BMW than it is to win majors and so it's like the Club World Cup. It's nonsense. You know, it's like I can't get my head around it. It's like they've just blown up every idea that they've had over the last 12 years with this. They've
Just throw money at it.
Just rip it up. Yeah, throw more money at it. So the Tour Championship winner as a tournament on its own now gets $10 million. That's like, yeah, I just can't get my head around it. It seems obscene amount of cash for 3 events that they're pulling in, but that's money talks.
Money does talk.
We've lost the run of ourselves.
They're smelling themselves.
No, but it is. It's silly season. It is a bit mad, but it's the end of the season, and that's only a month away. I can't believe we're already.
The season is like for so many other people, it's over after the Open next week.
Yeah.
I mean, especially nowadays with how just difficult it is to engage and be interested in golf, a lot of people won't watch golf now after the Open Championship next week.
Yeah, no, it is. It's crazy. Right, so who are we going for a villain? PGA Tour or Charlie?
Charlie.
You're going Charlie.
Yeah.
She made the effort to come over, though. Fairness to her.
I'd say there was a 50 grand in that little envelope she got.
Stop. No. All right, okay. You go on. I'll give you the cast and vote on that one. You can have Charlie Hull as your villain of the week.
The Gary Player villain of the week.
The Gary Player villain of the week. Right, the Paddy Harrington hero of the week. There's only one winner of this because we didn't do a pod last week. So he has to win his own prize. He won a major.
Yeah, but that was last week.
Yeah, I know.
But that was last week.
Yeah.
If it was so important, you would have done a podcast on the Monday. I was here.
I wasn't. I was across. This is a big launch week, so I was across looking at irons with one of the manufacturers early last week. So yeah, you're going to see a lot of movement on irons this week across Irish golfer channels, across all golf channels. Loads of mid-season launches coming in there from Callaway and Mizuno and people like that launching new irons. So Titleist.
My Paddy Harrington hero of this week, the week just gone,
Right.
relevance, is Kenise Screen.
Oh yeah.
Legend.
Yeah.
Like, what a refreshing personality. Like, not many people come over and speak to you after shooting a 76 in their 3rd round and are all smiles. And then to better that by 10 shots on the Sunday, earning $3 grand, doubled her winnings. Just really great interviews with us over those couple of days. Great personality anyway. Like we did a podcast with her at the start of the season, and someone who was just incredibly easy to root for. And she even did a stint in the commentary box yesterday as well, and she was excellent. She didn't need any of those any prompting or anything like that. Just once she gets going, she's away. And I just think a really refreshing personality for women's golf, but especially Irish golf as well.
No, it's great to see, and like she has a big future if she gets the opportunities.
Yeah, and that's what it's about. Like, because it's tough. She has limited status on the LET this year. Looks like she'll be getting full status on the LET Access worst case scenario next season, but definitely Sunday's 66, which is low round of the year, low round of the joint low round of the championship as well, moves her up into 131st in the order of merit. So she's, hopefully going to keep that going and get towards getting the same status in the LET or getting a full card for next year.
Yeah, it's good. And there's going to be more opportunity for girls like Candice as well. Like, just because the KPMG Women's Irish Open is done doesn't mean we're done with golf in this Ireland professionally for the women. So Malahide are hosting an LET Access event next month, and that's Forefront, who put together the KPMG Women's Irish Open, again putting that together. So I'm looking forward to that. Actually, it's right beside our office as well, so we'll be down there for the week. And I'd say a lot of Irish will be in that. Like, we've had 16 in the main event. I'm hoping we get double that into this.
So anyone in.
Anyway, let them all in. Let them all in. No, but it's good. It'll be a good event. But no, looking forward to that. I'll go along with you with that Candice Hero of the Week.
At least we agree on something.
Paddy would have got it last week.
Last week?
Right, I think that's a wrap, is it, for this week?
I think so, yeah.
We'll be back. Next Monday we'll actually be up in Port Rush, but we will be coming at you 2 or 3 times during the week in Port Rush. We've a little house about 5 minutes from the course. The whole team are heading up there covering the Open for the week, so we'll be coming at you thick and fast next week with probably 4 or 5 updates of shorter pods and stuff like that, and keep you well up to date behind the scenes of what's going on up in Port Rush. We'll probably have a little recap of what's happened in Scotland this week as well.
So Mark may or may not be joining us, depending on how Sunday goes.
Could
also be sleeping on the roof.
Oh, you could have a trophy with me.
You could.
Could have a Tolchin Cup up with me. So,
Shove your claret jug.
Right, yeah. So stick up to date. As I said, there's plenty of equipment launches happening this week with new irons from some of the major manufacturers, and we'll have Scottish Open updates, European Am from down in Killarney, all available on irishgolfer.ie. So do have a quick glance at our website if you're looking for any news on all the Irish players at all the events. So cheers for tuning in, and we'll chat to you again next week. Bye.